So you had baby boomers. Baby boomers were born 1946 to 1966, right after World War II. Why were they baby boomers? Because the war ended, the Allies won, and business started booming, the economy started booming, lasting peace, and all the soldiers came home and had babies. So you had the baby boomers. Then came Generation X. These baby boomers grew up post World War II and grew up in a building economy, the Industrial Revolution. And then, and that's when electricity was happening, manufacturing, and all that stuff started happening. Then you had Generation X, which was born from the 60s to the 80s. From the 60s to the 80s. So today they are in between 65 and 85 years old. Or 55 to 85 years old. After that, you had the millennials, who are sons of Generation X. And then you had Generation Z and Generation Alpha. Now, Generation Z has it amazing. Generation Z has the best life, I think, out of anyone ever other than baby boomers. Why is that? Because they got all the technology and they got love. They got unconditional love. They got love from their millennial parents. And slightly millennial, because millennials go up to the 80s. So millennials are in their 40s and 30s. So they got unconditional love from their millennial parents who are trying to make the world more peaceful, more lovable, and give more resources in terms of the economy, material things, and technology. That's what millennials are providing for Gen Z. Now, what the fuck is happening for the millennials? We are getting nothing but cocks up our assholes. Cocks up our assholes from Generation X. So you know. Generation X is nothing but financial bankers and politicians. They had it the easiest. They came from the baby boomers, so they could fucking immigrate to any country in the world, mainly a Western country. So you could come from Pakistan, Somalia, Greece, Romania, Hungary, Bulgaria, Russia, China, if you wanted, if you were allowed to. Messed up Germany at the time. England. You could come from anywhere you wanted in the world. Go to the US, go to Canada, buy a home in 5 years, raise a family in 10 years, buy your second property, buy your cottage, buy your 3 cars, buy your boats, and work as a politician or a banker or any job you wanted, really, with low skill, and just fucking enjoy all the pleasures of life. And now they run the politics, they run the banks. So they caused all this inflation. So now the millennials can't fucking buy homes. That's why all the millennials I know are software engineers, engineers with master's degrees, PhD engineers, doctors, lawyers, and they are fucking renting an apartment in New York City. They are fucking buying homes to raise their children in Sudbury, in Windsor, in fucking Peterborough. Like these Mississauga, they gotta go. Mississauga, they gotta. They're from Toronto. Their family lives in Toronto. They work as an engineer for their dad's engineering firm. But to raise their family, they gotta move to fucking Mississauga to buy a home. So then they gotta commute to Toronto to work as a fucking manager engineer. Those are the conditions Gen Z and Gen Alpha, your parents, the millennials, have to deal with. Because the economy is fucked and the wars are fucked. Because the Generation X is lazy and fat and disgusting and corrupt and above all greedy. Greedy. They didn't build homes. They didn't do nothing. They didn't expand the economy. They didn't create homes. They didn't create peace deals. They didn't do fucking shit, bro. They didn't do shit except become bankers and politicians and get rich quick and easy. And so millennials are trying to fix the fucking globe. All the technology, all the software, the healthcare system, the politics, the wars, all millennials. All fucking millennials. And now Gen Z has the easiest life. Gen Z is uneducated, but Gen Z is living a golden age. Golden age is Gen Z. They have all the love, all the technology, and people sacrificing for them. Because collectively, as a community, millennials want to improve the lives of all the future generation, Gen Z and Gen Alpha. But we got to deal with no jobs, buying homes in Sudbury, Windsor, and Peterborough, and Mississauga, renting an apartment I'm seeing software engineers with $300,000 salaries, $300,000 salaries, and they're renting apartments in New York City. They're renting. No. And my parents got 3 properties in Toronto. So yeah, you had the baby boomers and you had Gen X, which just fucked up the politics and fucked up the economy. Because they had it so simple. They were able to buy homes, and they bought up homes, got jobs for low skill, and got to sit on their asses. They basically got to sit. That's the whole point. They got to sit on their asses. Millennials had it the worst. But that's why all the works of art will never match what millennials did. Everything millennials did will never be topped. Never be fucking topped. All the music from the early 2000s and the 2010s gonna go down in history as the best music era ever. The hip hop, the pop, the dance, the country, the reggae, everything. All the technology, Samsung was invented, Apple was invented, Microsoft, Xbox was invented, PlayStation was invented, Nintendo, kind of Gen X kind of had influence over that as well, Gen X, but millennials really fucking pumped that up, those born in the 80s, those born in the early 80s. So what the fuck millennials did, as well as providing for Generation Z and Generation Alpha in the future, what millennials did, fixing the whole fucking planet, the economy and the wars and the housing and the family life and the fighting for equality and peace and human rights and wildlife preservation, what millennials did will be unmatched, because we inherited dog shit and we made heaven for the future generations. So kick it 1, 2, stay classy, be like Muhammad Ali, but there's no point because you live a golden life. But we were Muhammad Ali.